I know my daughters, they're cooking with this now, the bok choy and things like that, and they're experimenting. So I think the more that we can get into like schools and teach our children, because then this becomes a part of their life.
Crying. According to Closing the Gap, I only have 10 more years in my lifespan, you know. But I want to be here a bit longer than that for my children. I want to see my grandchildren grow up.
There for the first 6 months, I think they wanted white bread, and I said, no, we'll try grain bread. You know, this went back and forwards, and eventually we just stayed with grain bread, so they enjoy it now, so which is a big win.
Getting kids very early is really important, especially at primary level, to start developing habits and knowledge about good food and good eating. Often kids, when they get a little bit older, they have certain beliefs and ideas that may not be correct.
Giving kids the skills to be able to adapt and become more resilient to change into the future. If people know how to grow food and they know how to turn waste into organic produce, then that's a great skill to have.
And it's particularly for... You're working for me today, Hayley. Leave it alone. 1 and 2, Dale.
Healthy cooking I love because I've just had weight loss surgery last year. I've lost 50 kilos and I've come to learn how to do healthy cooking. I have a few autoimmune diseases and it gets me out of the house, learns how to cook, meet nice people.
Hi, I'm Ian Bateman. I work for Woonunga Nimminja Aboriginal Health Service. I'm a healthy lifestyle worker, as well as being the team leader of the social health team. But the healthy lifestyle aspect, that's here what we do with the cooking group and exercise groups and all different stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it's a good job. Love it. We sort of started off as a mum's healthy cooking group, and then more and more people started to come. Then we just opened it up to everyone after about 6 months, and it was really good. And just started to get more, as you see today, I think there's about 20 people here. Well, that's pretty average, we usually get about 20 people. And when we first started, we used to have cookbooks, these little cookbooks, and they were healthy. They were around diabetes and healthy cooking and all that sort of stuff. And one lady was there, and she went on for about 3 months, and she come up to me and she said, "Oh, I really like the cookbook, and I've even been trying new recipes out of it." So that was a really big win for me, to try something different. I think is a big achievement.
We're just going to use the oyster sauce to put in, so yeah. So that should just do it, and that way everyone will be able to eat it, I guess, because there won't be a lot of herbs and spices in there. Because we've got a lot of different people that don't like that stuff. So for me, I love it. It's flavour, it's good.
We're going to put the stir-fried veggies in here and get them cooking, and then we're going to mix it all together, cook the noodles, and then dinner's ready. We probably need that. Wait a minute.
I'll let them pick what they want to eat now, and then we'll say, okay, we'll modify it so it's healthy. So they might, Well, we had a stir fry there today, so they said we have this and this in it. So well, how about we change it to this? So that's how we have it at home. But how would we try it like this? So everything, as long as it's a bit of give and take. Yeah. So we try most things.
And then in this pot here, we just boil up the water, and we're putting the vermicelli rice noodles in there just to heat up, and then we mix it all together. If they want it mixed up, or we just put it on the plate. Then they put the beef stir fry on top of it, and then we have yoghurt for dessert if they want some yoghurt and muesli.
My kids are quite good eaters compared to other kids. Centrelink doesn't go that far, but you make it stretch so it can go around. So we can eat healthy and live healthy and be here a lot longer than what the statistics say.
Come here, where you go?
Oh, sorry, can
I love coming to help you.
Dalton, can you get your... You have to wash your hands and put gloves on, sweetie.
It's a rehab centre here in Canberra, and the kids come, they be a part of the program. For the social side with the elders, they get involved with the elders, so it gives them a little bit of concept of what we're doing as well. You know, like they sit with the elders and the elders talk to them and ask them where they're from and all that sort of stuff. And the kids really thrive on it. Actually, they love coming back each week. They just want to come back. So I don't know. For us, it's positive too. You know, we got the younger generation coming through for a tough time, and they're with us here. You know, so if we can help in some way, well, yeah, so be it.
If you eat healthier, you'll feel like heaps easier. You'll feel a lot better. Like you'll sleep easier. You'll sleep more. Like you'll get better night's sleep. You'll feel more motivated and that. Like when you wake up, it changes your mood. Like what you eat really goes on your mood. I guess like affects your mood. Like if you eat unhealthy stuff, your mood's gonna be unhealthy. You know what I mean? If you eat healthy, your mood's gonna be healthy. You know what I mean? Like just works with the body. I guess if you eat healthier, it will give you better momentum, motivation, like better mood.
I smoked for about 20 years. I started when I was 21, 22, and I gave up October last year. I gave up and I lost my mother and the first thing I done was, because it was a shock, the first thing I done was pick up the smoke. And that first year after losing Mum, I just wasn't prepared to give it up again because it was my way of coping. And then that's been 3 years, and then just as it's progressed over thing, I just woke up one morning and went to the doctors. I knew I couldn't do it on my own, and I just said I want some Champex, and I haven't looked back. And I've had some pretty stressful times since then.
As you can see, they're all positive, upbeat mob. You know, they're all here, we're all having a laugh and a joke, and I think that's half the battle. You know, if you can laugh and have a bit of a joke, and they can take it home. You know, and that filters into the home life too as well. You know, so yeah, I think it's great.
The Little Caravanathon is running a programme about healthy eating, healthy living. We go out to all the communities. We did 21 communities last year, and we're looking at doing about another 10 before the end of the programme this year. Some of them will be communities we've gone back to and going back to. So when we go, what we do is we spend a day or 2 days doing training about healthy eating. I do that side of things. I do a cooking demonstration. We talk about healthy eating and things like that. And Yanni, who also is the driver for the caravan, and he does all the hard work, he does a little bit about growing your own vegetables. So they get seed packs and everything to take away with them at the end of that. They plant some seeds beforehand and then take it away, and the benefits of growing your own vegetables. Once they finish my programme, the healthy eating, they also get a pack to take away that's got some kitchen utensils, aprons, things like that in it, and also a food pack. The food pack has the contents of what I do in my cooking demonstrations, so they can go home and repeat it. Gone down really, really well. Everybody's been very enthusiastic. Really enjoy doing the programme. It's not intense and it's quite informal. We have a bit of fun while we're doing it as well, but we are getting a message across about healthy eating, so that's great. We work from Townley College, so it's based here and we go out to the communities from here. I'm a hospitality lecturer, so I do the certificate courses as well in hospitality. But with this programme, this started last year with Doha. And so, yeah, because I've been the one that's been going out with the caravan doing certificate courses, I'm now the one that goes out and does the healthy eating courses, so, yeah. We've been to the AP Wildlands a few times. We've done Kubapedia, Nadata, Neverbunna, Mount Gambier, Fort Lincoln, Sejuna, Coonibur, Garesco. So yeah, the full range of South Australia. So where we've gone, you know, they always ask when are we coming back and can you come back and do something else with us, and you know that's really good because we feel really welcome, and you know they've, I guess, trusted us as well, which is a big thing.
With the Indigenous kids, it's sort of been very successful. We've found a lot of kids that have started to do some work in the garden have loved it and have been very positive about it, and it's given them a sense of belonging as well into their community. And I think this will also sort of offshoot, sort of bringing more people in, more community people in as well.
Okay. Hi, my name is Daniel Dayton. I'm from Port Kembla, Wollongong, New South Wales. I have a business partnership with Aaron Sorensen, which is Elemental Permaculture, and we specialise in permaculture design, training, education, and establishing permaculture systems in communities and schools in the Illawarra region. And we've also been working abroad as well on larger planning, master planning type projects.
My name is Pat Seymour. I'm the Aboriginal Outreach Worker with Illawarra Shalave Medicare Local. And part of my role in community is being part of the Heart Foundation in collaboration with the Heart Foundation in this garden, which I believe is going to be an excellent resource for our Aboriginal community. So in setting up the garden, it'll be all about healthy eating and better lifestyle.
Yeah, me too. I hate the smell. I love it.
My name is John Stoven Bradford. I'm a teacher at Nowra East Public School. This garden that we've got going here, the Nowra East Public School Community Garden, sort of started around about 2012. We were sort of working with Andy Mark from the Heart Foundation with the Live Life Longer, Live Stronger program with Auntie Jean's Cooking, where our students used to go up and do some cooking with the Auntie Jean, some of the elders up there, and they then ate the food afterwards. We then sort of came to the conclusion that it would be a great idea to start something down at the school where we could have a garden going to encourage Indigenous children and in the community around, where they could get a garden going that could then influence their parents and the community itself.
What sort of fruit do you like? Mango. Mango's cool.
We also were trying to get the Indigenous community involved in this because there are quite a few issues in the area with food and eating healthy. And while we were doing the Live Life, Live Stronger program, we found that a lot of kids hadn't eaten some of the foods that they were sharing with the Auntie Jean program. We got a very good response from the kids from that, and from that we sort of thought, well, we can then bring that also into the garden. After we got some funding, we've managed to get some mulch into the garden, and we started to get more interest with some of the community members. We're now sort of at the stage where this is our first workshop today, where we've sort of obviously got some ambassadors here. We call them garden ambassadors. They're children from years 3 to 4. The school is 50% Indigenous, so most of the kids behind me you can see are from an Indigenous background, and hopefully they will be learning skills which they're then going to pass on to the rest of the school members and also some of their family members.
Great to be here with you all, East Nowra. This is a mix of kids from different classes, yeah? Yep. Who's in year 2 or 3? Who's in year 3 here? Year 3, yep. Who's in year 4? Well, what we're going to do, we're going to give you a bit of a a quick overview, a quick look at the day today. So the first stage in setting up a permaculture system is always getting food growing as quickly as possible. So we're focusing on soil building in the vegetable garden, and the method that we use is the no-dig gardening method, which was developed by Esther Dean, I think, here in the 70s.
Over here.
See that pile over there where the bag is?
I came on board when it first started, so I was here at the very first meeting when we talked about how it was going to be set up and getting people to help with resources to get it all up and running and keeping it all localised too. I think it's really important having the community involved in such an important project because if they come in, get involved in part of the garden from scratch, then they're going to be taking away whatever's grown here, and it means they will be eating healthier at home, and also from that they will learn to do things in their own backyards.
We're the Tackling Smoking Healthy Lifestyle team, so we all have a healthy, active lifestyle, and none of us smoke at all or drink alcohol. So, we just try to get out and educate the community as much as we can, you know what I mean? Sort of, just not, put them in, not put them on paths, but just sort of direct them, on a healthy and journey, really, yeah, so.
We noticed the difference in the health status in the community of the Illawarra and Shoalhaven area compared to the non-Indigenous community, and we just thought that maybe it was time to implement some programs, and basically our aim was healthy lifestyle, so physical activities, healthy eating and things like that, and also tackling tobacco, and so working with other organisations to implement some quick groups and things like that.
And because it's a physical activity, kids really enjoy that. They get, and as you can see in the background probably, they're sort of really getting into the activity. And the garden, I suppose, they're physically using their energy as well, and then when they get the plants out of it, we explain to them that, these sort of foods are helping you grow strong and healthy and fit. And what about the manure?
It stunk.
Did it stink, did it? And did you also like the way we're doing the layers? So what did Dan call it? It's like making something, wasn't it? What did he call it? A lasagna, wasn't it? Because it's different layers, isn't it? And what have you enjoyed about the garden today? What's been good?
Watching the plants grow.
Watching the plants grow, so they will grow, won't they? Okay. And what else do you like about the garden? What would you like to see grow in the garden?
Mangoes.
Mangoes? Now, what's your favourite vegetable?
My favourite vegetable is broccoli.
Broccoli. Would you like to see some broccoli growing? Okay. And what have you just brought down just then? What were you just carrying down then?
A plant.
Plant. So we're going to plant those out? There's a few programs we have running at the school, like Sip and Munch and Sip, which also involves sort of eating healthy foods and fruits as well. So this ties in beautifully with all of that lot. Sort of, and the kids are being encouraged to eat good foods, basically, and this garden's part of that.
I'm looking forward to see the progress of this garden as it goes along, and then seeing the end results and how involved all the children are in helping this happen.
I'm more than happy to come down and help dig, and even on weekends or school holidays, and maybe water the plants. I enjoy it. I've got a little bit of a what could I say, soft spot for horticulture or landscaping or whatever, so I enjoy that work, getting dirty, because I'm always in the office every day, so you know what I mean. I'm sure my team will be more than happy to come down too.
To me, it's a really important project that will cut down a lot of misinformation and also hopefully educate their parents and the community at the same time.
They love getting involved in all this. They love learning new things, and I think with the garden we will get the community as a whole to come in and work. We'll get the elders to work with the kids, and it'll just, it should be really great.
We need to make sure that the hole that we make is bigger than this. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, because this is a common mistake. If our
Really, the product for us is, sure, what we're getting at the end of the day is vegetables, but the real product from the garden is healthy, happy people who can relate to another and understand another person and learn how to work together. So, yeah, we love gardening, and our wheelbarrow that we push is gardening, but the real harvest and produce from this garden probably doesn't happen for a few, 10 years from now when the kids grow up and they really get the learning as they mature and grow up in life.
And we throw them in at the end.
When we were growing up, we used to call it Alagundi because we couldn't say how we now pronounce it. It's Algandahi, because there's sort of like, in our language, it's silent, there's a silent Algan. It's like that. It's a real gutter from here. But we used to, as kids, we'd say it's Alagundi. It means like for the ear, what we call Ngalgan. So it's the shape of an ear, the island itself. And that was where we grew up, and lifestyle on our island, it was very, very different to what it is here. We hardly ever used the can opener to open cans of anything. It was always fresh fruit, fresh vegetables and fruit, and the meat, which was mainly, it was seafood on the island, because we lived on this island. And so for example, one of the things that we used to do at Easter time, it would be hopping in the boat with my dad and my brother and my sister Judy, and our job was to go around this island at night with a lantern, lamp at the back, and all the mullets would jump in, because it was you'd only do this when it wasn't when the moon wasn't out, so it had to be dark. And so we'd go out, and then Dad would say, sort of like, no, I think we've got enough now. And our job was more or less to count how many families were living on the island, and then we'd have to divide them, equally or accordingly to how many people lived in the homes. And then Tammy's great-grandfather, Uncle Claude, he had this vegetable. That was his job. So he had he looked after, he had this massive, like the whole or half of the island or a quarter of the island, it was sort of like that was a vegetable plot. And where he grew all this fresh stuff for us, and then he'd sell, so like he'd also sell. And so, so our lifestyle then was completely different. And like even our health issues, because we had to go and gather the food or hunt for the food, instead of now, today, what do mothers do? They hop in the car, don't they? And they run down to the supermarket. So I think we've gone from one end of the spectrum in a way, right across this other way. So what we've got to do now is sort of like, how do we bring it like in a way, the old and the new together? How can we bring that with our diet, with our lifestyle, and with health in general, for all our people?